Hello there, welcome into the very first edition of the SAU Volleyball Coaches Show for the 2015 season. I'm Daniel Gallegos, joined alongside head volleyball coach Steven Gream. And Coach, first Coaches Show of the year, so that means obviously the season is upon us. This weekend your team opens up, you go to Alabama Huntsville to take on 4 teams in that tournament, one of them being Alabama Huntsville, but then also you've got Stillman College mixed in there, William Jewell, and Trevecca Nazarene. So some teams that we don't necessarily play a lot, but a good chance to get out of the state and get in some some regional games and things like that, and just kind of measure yourself. How important is that at the beginning of the year for this first tournament being your first games?
Well, I mean, like you said, it's regional games, but they're games we don't play very often. What we wanted to do with this first tournament was make us better, and just kind of see where we are, especially with us having so many different new pieces in the mix there. Stillman College is a great one to start off with, and then we go right into the host team. I believe that will be the hardest one because it is the host team, so that'll be a little bit hard. They'll have their crowd there. It's a 6, 7 o'clock game that they have, so their fans will be there making it loud and everything. Coach Gibney does a great job there. And then you got Trevecca. I'm familiar with Trevecca. Trevecca was in my old conference when I was at Union, so I'm familiar with their coach there and their program there. And then William Jewell, we've never faced before, so who's now just recently gone into D2. So those are games that is going to help us work on some things that we've been working on this preseason, but also help us get ready for the next weekend, which will be a much tougher tournament, we believe.
We'll go ahead and we'll talk about the preseason training. Obviously, most teams, you've got the coming in, you sign the players, and everything that goes into it, but then you've got to see what it's actually going to be like when you get on the court and a part of training. So talk about how training has gone and the mix between the newcomers with your returners and how all that's gelling here early on.
Well, it's gone really well. We've done, a lot of times when we start off doing preseason, we start off really, really slow to kind of get people back into the swing of things. The kids came in shape. They came in with some touches during the summer, so that we just fast forward our preseason schedule a lot. The newcomers and the returners have gelled really well. Yes, we're having to work on some timing issues with hitting and things with our new hitters getting used to Savannah and Taylor on setting. But for the most part, what we focused on is getting ready for these matches this weekend and beyond. Is running our offense the way we want to run it, run at the speed we want to run it, getting our defense on point. We've brought in so many new defensive players that's going to make our defense on serve receive and on the regular defense going to be more able to get our hitters the ball. We think we're going to be more dynamic this year, and that's what we really focused on this preseason.
Now, you had one, you enter squad and all that, you can do that as much as you can, but all the sports, you want to see somebody else, and that's not you on the other side of the court. You were able to do that, go and take on Paris Junior College at their place in a scrimmage. So what did you guys get out of that you saw from a coaching standpoint, both positive and maybe some negatives that you need to clean up a little bit?
Well, anytime you play, first of all, we want to play somebody, like you said, we want to play somebody that's besides us, because we know what we're going to run, we know how we're going to defend each other. When you play somebody different, then it makes you work on the things we've been working on all preseason. Paris Junior College is a very good junior college program. They're in a very tough conference, probably, in my opinion, the toughest conference in the country. So they've already played 5 games, so they were already clicking. We had that nervous jittery. That first set we played against them, we were so nervous and everything, and that's what we want to get out of the way before we get in the games this weekend. So that helped us there. Other things that helped us on was we were able to work on our offense, work on things we want to work on. We improved our service receive to allow our offense to run there. Negative-wise, the main thing was just nerves. We made some silly mistakes we're not going to make because it was nerves. We got those out of the way. I thought we could do more with our offense, but that's what you get when you're playing new teams. You go into shock mode, then you start getting comfortable. And the longer we played them, the more comfortable we got, which is what we wanted going into this weekend.
One of the things on the outset of this season, kind of piggybacking off of last year, obviously Amanda Manji had an outstanding year for you. She was a senior. A lot of the offense went through her, over 400 kills. She was an all-conference, all-region player. That's the thing that sticks out the most as far as from the offensive side. Talk about what the plan is to, not necessarily replace a player like that, but how do you fill the void that she left offensively?
Well, you go back to what I've done in most of my years of coaching. We just like to spread the ball around. We want the defense to focus on 5 hitters, not 1 hitter. And I thought, not taking anything away from Manji. Manji did an outstanding job, but that just shows you how good she was, because defense is focused on her, and just pretty much, I don't want to say ignore the other players, but they didn't pay as much attention to them. This year, they're not going to be able to do that. We're going to spread the ball around a little bit to where we're going to get those holes. And especially at the speed we're going to run our offense this year, find those one-on-one matchups or one-on-none matchups, which is going to open up a lot more. So you may hope we see a 400 kill person, but you're going to see a lot more 200, 300 spread than we had last year.
We appreciate it very much for your time. Again, this is head volleyball coach Steven Gream. He and his Lady Mule Riders kick off the 2015 season this upcoming weekend, traveling to Huntsville, Alabama to take part in the UAH volleyball tournament there. Be sure to check MuleRiderAthletics.com. You'll have the live stats there for all the matches, and then also be looking forward to this upcoming, or next Tuesday, September 8th, a home opener match against Grambling State, Division I team coming in, so that'll be great to get the ladies into the gym after that first weekend with the new court also, so that's something we'll be able to talk about as well. So we appreciate it, Coach, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.